And we're back. A little bit of a slow network, giving a few challenges here, but let's take a look at where we're at. So to restate what happened so far, I've created a Hugging Face environment. I used the Gradio SDK as the starting point. I then used the example that Gradio presented as to what we should do to get it running. We edited this app py file on my local machine, or I did, and also we have it open to us in Visual Studio, but it's not 100% clear that is working correctly. But we can see here, if we open up the file that is the files that are up in Gradio, we can see the code that we put in. It's nothing more interesting than, let's go ahead and break it down, an import, right? So import Gradio as GR, and then you'll look, whenever you do that, I typically take a look and see, well, where is GR used? And it's used down here to do a interface. So that's creating us an interface pointing to the function greet. So that means that that's the function that's going to take the input that comes out of that interface. And in particular, one that has the name text or of type text, and it's going to output text, and then just run it. And the function that gets called is nothing more than pretty much a hello world, right? Hello, and then whatever it is that you told it your name was. To see it running, we switch over to the apps tab, and it's running a little bit sluggish on my machine in part. I'm doing some stuff in the background that probably I shouldn't, as far as doing some uploads to YouTube. But anyway, so this switches us over to the application, and you can see the labels, name and output. And if we open back up in Visual Studio, even though VS Code, it's being a little cranky, we can see here that the name is what we're doing here as far as the greet and output. So that's kind of just the basic way this is working. And whenever we type in something in the name, Alan, since it's my name, it should say hello, Alan, and then 2 exclamation marks. This first time, we're probably actually spinning back up the container that this is running in. So we can see that it worked. Not too terribly exciting because this is the equivalent of hello world. But let's go take a look at those logs and see what all it did for us while we did this just to make it work. And again, this is a starting point for something that we can hopefully extend upon and make more interesting. And as far as a group project goes, definitely something to consider, in part because of the lack of ease or lack of challenges to do it. Other alternatives include doing something in a local development environment on a laptop or whatever. You could also potentially run this in Google Colab. So the Collaboratory is a good place that you might want to do something similar to this. There is the community edition of Databricks, a little less powerful in some ways, although compute-wise may be similar, but I think you'll run into some challenges getting the Gradio UI to work there. Could even have those challenges also on Google Colab. But anyway, so let's take a look and see what happened whenever it did. So we queued up the build, and you can see here docker.io library Python 3 or Python 3.10 is what we're running. So we start off with that Docker image. They're doing some mounts. You can also specify requirements to specify what files need to go in, and I'm trying to remember if it did that for us for free, and I think it may not have stubbed it out. You can create a requirements.txt file, and that's similar to what you do in Python development in general, where by having a requirements file, you're saying install these versions of this software before you even try to do anything, because I need them. It's a clean way of specifying your dependencies, much cleaner than doing it inside of your code itself, right? Of doing some sort of pip install or something during the actual execution. So it allows for a little more robust way of handling this. But anyway, it's spinning up a Docker environment. We'll come back to that because it's obviously being a little cranky to show me the files. We could try here. We'll be sure there's no requirements.txt. And so all you'd have to do to have one is create a file, name that, typically all lowercase, though I don't know that it matters, although it could with Linux, and put it inside of it the things you need in order to make this work. As you can see, things are running very slow, but we are at least running. So we have successfully created a very simple interface that comes in, does a greet with a particular name, returning out back an output that is also text. Both things are text all the way around, and see that it does that inside of a function. So that's another important thing, is you're getting kind of for free that loop where things are running, and you're able to this is running way too slow. So you're able to continually execute your agent, essentially, or your chatbot in real time. And you can see there's no sort of dependency specified so with a requirements document. So anyway, we've created a stub, interacted with it. Now it could serve as a foundation to go forward with more advanced and interesting work. Thanks for watching. As always, if this is adding any value, like and subscribe.